What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am the Crypto Crow. It is 12:53 p.m. Eastern. Just got some different things to go over today. I know that this is going to be kind of a chill, a little bit of a hangout. I've got some important stuff. I've got a couple points to make. Got a really cool announcement. But I wanted to address some things, at least my opinions on things. And it's Friday. And thank goodness it's Friday. We love the Crow live videos. Well, it's funny. I appreciate that. They definitely don't Supo called UTK shitcoin. Hey, man, it's all good. Supo, man, he's a smart guy. He has his opinions. I don't have anything wrong with his opinions. It is what it is. This dude in his intros, I know. Don't you just love looking at me? I do. I'm just kidding. I know that's what some of you guys think, and I think it's kind of funny. CT Guitar Guy, I haven't seen your stuff for a while. But anyway, yeah, no, I get it. I mean, Supo Man, he feels like he's been burned by the market, and he's coming back. I mean, I've told everybody for the longest time, Supo's not going to be gone long. So yeah, I have more ADA than Alex Lawson. What? I assume you're one of my cousin's friends. Alex is actually my cousin. Good dude, super tall. Man, my cousins are some tall, lanky characters, man. Let me tell you. You guys think I'm tall. They are too, but and they have these voices that sound like the voice of like God or something. I can't even do it. Like Alex's voice is the lowest voice I think I've ever heard. It's like on a whole other level. One of Coinbase's problems is not listing ADA yet. Yeah, for sure, you right. What's up, Natasha? Yeah, Turnio. We'll talk about Turnio at some point. There's some stuff going on with Turnio, and I'm kind of in a private group with some of these guys. And another thing too, it seems like some people thought that because yesterday's video about Kava was sponsored, that it wasn't real or something. I saw some of the comments. I'm like, look, it's real. And I like what they're doing, and I like everything I've seen. I really like Cosmos from what I've seen. It's just not something that I'm like completely comfortable talking about in great detail yet, because I'm still learning about it. And think about it. When you're talking about cryptocurrency, that's one realm altogether, and it's all encompassing. But yeah, Ogre's family. That's right. You should see this family of mine go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. You want to see a bunch of Chinese people take off running? I'm just kidding. But yeah, like it was very much real, and I very much do like Kava. I mean, to be frank, let's put it this way: sponsored content that I do, that I accept personally, it's because I kind of like it and I'm interested in it. The sponsored content that I do, like my booking people they haven't booked anything in ages. I mean, I don't even know what they're doing anymore. But there's a lot of opportunity. They just haven't doing any of it. So I'm guessing they quit, even though they say they didn't. The stuff that they send me, I don't even know about until I get it and it's already been paid for. So those are ones that, like, if I basically commit to doing a paid promotion and it ends up being a project I don't like, I just tell you. So, and you guys know that, like, those of you that have been a part of my channel for a long, long time, I always say people pay for exposure on my channel. They don't pay for like a glowing opinion. I'm not going to look into a project and think, oh man, they paid me, but this sucks. I'm going to go ahead and pump it anyway. No, I don't do that. I really do not do that. And another thing I don't do is I don't like talk about a project I really like that I hold just to like try and sell it at a higher price. Folks, those of you who think that are fucking idiots. And I'm just going to say that flat out. Why? Because a lot of what I hold, I bought at much higher prices than they are right now. And if it goes up 500% right now overnight, I'm still not selling. It doesn't make any sense. Think about it. some of you guys really need to like screw your heads on tight. Like, think about when I got into a lot of this stuff and think about what the prices were then. If something pumps 100% or a couple 100% because I do a video on it, that's not a sell signal for me, folks. That's nothing. That's just me being excited about the projects that I invested in because they're doing good, big things. That's all there is to it, really. So, you know, I don't even know what else to say. I have never been anything but completely straight up with everybody on my channel since the day I started it. I don't bullshit you. I don't try and pump stuff so I can dump it on your head. I don't do any of that nonsense. That is not my way. That is not why I'm here. If I really felt that way, there are a lot of better ways of doing it than any of the stuff. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, folks, but that's just the facts. So anyway, looking at this daily chart of Bitcoin real quick. I've had this drawn now for quite a while. And I've had this Elliott wave, and if you look, I've changed some of this. I've tuned this in. I had this E wave all the way down here at one point, down in the like 600s or 700s or thousands. I don't necessarily think it's going to go that low, but I will say I did make some money off of a short here. And I will show you. So this was my short. It was a closed short, entry price of 96.43, exit price of 93.38. So I did make money on that short, but I had that short in play for a while. I just happened to catch it, and then I ended up riding it back up because I'm like, man, I think it might still go down. And I set a stop loss, and I kept riding my stop loss down. And then when it started coming up, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to get stopped out because I don't know if it's done. And so I kept raising my stop loss, and finally around 9,300, I'm like, screw it. I'll just take the profit and call it a day, and I'm not into any positions now. So, yeah, look, I will say too, and I have this ByBit thing going. So this is the ByBit competition that I've had, and it's it's not nothing I say about ByBit is intended for US based traders at all. But he's up 7%. So number one trader right now in this ByBit competition is up 7%. And if you'll notice, the top 10 aren't faring so well. This guy's up 6.5%, or gal, I don't know who it is. Third place is up 1.45%, and then it gets less from there. And there are 29 contestants. So if 10th right now is negative 0.06%, I'm guessing some of these guys were long when Bitcoin dropped, and these guys were short before it dropped. So that's the name of the game when you're talking about leverage trading. It could go either way, and you got to be careful. You got to know what you're doing. So, we'll see. This is a 30-day contest, so we'll see who comes out on top, because the people that were like the top 5 yesterday are not the top 5 today. So it's actually pretty exciting to see. And I do plan on having at least first, second, and third on my channel live to discuss with them. Once this contest concludes, I'm going to bring them on and talk to them about their trading if they're willing to come on. So we'll see. Whoever the top 3 is, that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I'm still having my fun with my leverage trading. It's not making me rich or anything, but I'm also still learning, and I'm just having fun with it. So we'll see what happens, but I do expect to see Bitcoin go down from here. I'm not saying how much, but if Elliott wave theory is at all accurate, I expect to see a bigger downplay than what has currently happened. We broke down out of this trend a little bit. Well, not necessarily trend, but we've broken down a bit, and I expect it to go a little lower. Some big news with UTRUST for all you haters talking about, oh, Crow, you pumped it in a video and sent it to the moon, and then you fudded it in your next video, and then it started to crash, and all this other nonsense. You guys are so silly sometimes. Sometimes I read the comments, and I'm like, man, some of you guys just live angry, like, confusing lives. The wait is over. 4 million WooCommerce stores. we're excited to announce that the UTRUST plugin is now available for all merchants on WordPress.com. Don't wait to join the money of tomorrow revolution. UTRUST. I don't give a shit if Superman says this is a shit coin or not. I think he's crazy because as of now, anybody... I'm already setting mine up, y'all. I'm already setting mine up because I've been waiting for this for so long. So people can talk trash and they can say, oh, this is an altcoin, so it's a shit coin and this and that. WordPress developers, which is the number one WordPress is the number one content management solution on the internet, folks. And when somebody I've been building WordPress sites for 20 freaking years. Okay. CryptoCrow.io. I built that myself. Every site I have pretty much, crowtrader.com. I built that site. I mean, everybody uses WordPress for something. And, you know, this is such a big deal. I mean, first you've got, Adobe's merchant system now using UTRUST. Now you've got WooCommerce, the number one e-commerce plugin for WordPress is now you're able to use UTRUST. So yeah, I'm setting it up. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with it because I don't have any products to sell. The shirt I'm wearing is my Crypto Crow shirt. It says Crypto Crow on the back, but look. UTRUST is, and they're not even done. They've got some big shit coming, folks. I'm just telling you, they've got some big stuff coming. They have not explained, they have not told me specifically, but they're like, you're going to really like what we've got going on. And let's just say that I'm working things out where I'm probably going to have Sonia and Nuno and a bunch of these guys on my channel. I'm in a private group with them right now. So, but I think we're looking at like maybe a week or two until that happens. So we're going to have to wait a little bit. But yeah, you know what, guys, look, this is the thing. And I watched Superman's video today, like the biggest mistakes that he's made and things like that. I understand the frustration that has been the bear market. And I understand the frustration of watching coins or tokens or whatever, that you've bought go down in value, down. Bitcoin, down. I understand all that. But again, and I've said this multiple times, this is not about the quick buck. It appeared that way for a short period of time because during the parabolic run, everybody was making hand over fist in the cryptocurrency market. And I believe that day will come again. But in the meantime, it's about the technology because the technology and the innovation in the cryptocurrency space is what spawns the FOMO that drives the parabolic run when everybody's comfortable. To say that all these coins are shit coins and nothing's ever going to come of it and nothing's going to happen and this and that, to me is a little ignorant because that is what's going to happen. Even the crappiest of shit coins out there are going to pump and the value of these coins are going to rise. It's just the nature of the cryptocurrency market and the overall economy. So, I mean, when you have traders, algorithmic trading bots are going to send the volume up for all kinds of shit coins all over the market. So it doesn't really matter what you bought. These algorithmic trading bots like Profit Trailer, Crow Trader, a lot of Gun Bot, all these different bots are going to be trading shit coins all day, every day. And as the volatility in the market fluctuates, that volatility is what is going to allow people to profit more Bitcoin from the shittiest of shit coins that go on a crazy spike. It's just going to happen. So, it's not necessarily, but the thing of it is that the coins or the shit coins, so to speak, with solid fundamentals and growth of development and, momentum moving forward into new use cases, new adoption and things of that nature, those are the coins that are going to grow beyond the pump and dumps, beyond the algorithmic trading, and they're going to grow because the fundamentals are going to carry the FOMO into the stratosphere. And that's why I've been keeping track of what's happening in the cryptocurrency market with a lot of these altcoins that I love, because the ones that I bought into, I believed in their fundamentals, and I haven't been right on all of them. Some of them have become crap, and They're still going to get a pump someday, but I'm not about just the pump. I'm about the long-term growth, the momentum of a particular project, growing with the development cycles of the team, and so forth and so on. So to say that something is a shitcoin because why? What makes something a shitcoin? Because a mistake is made or because of, whatever. I mean, this leads me to this. Coinbase wants to identify Bitcoin users for the DEA and IRS. I'm seeing so many people fudding about this, and I'm thinking to myself, why? Why? Yeah, I get it. I get that a big part of the idea behind cryptocurrencies is privacy, self-sustainability, trustless system, all of that. I get all that. But folks, I don't give a shit what country you are in. The government is going to know everything that you do. It's just the way things are now. And you can try to fight it, and you can complain about it, and you can say, I don't want them knowing that I have Bitcoin. I don't want them to know that. I don't want them to know that. I don't want to pay taxes on this. I don't want to pay taxes on that. That's what this is all about. It's about making sure you pay your damn taxes. And you know what? Taxes have been a thing since the dawn of man. Whether you were paying in buttons, rabbit furs, whatever. The government's always going to get theirs. And the fact that that Coinbase is cooperating with them, well, let's just put it this way. I would rather them cooperate with the government and the U.S. regulations, knowing that they are being watched over, knowing that they are playing ball, than them not having to participate in anything, them not cooperating with any of the government officials, and them being able to get away with any damn thing they want with anything I put there. I mean, there's a pro and a con to everything, folks. What do you want? What are you saying? So because they want you to pay taxes on your gains, and they're basically working things out with Coinbase to make sure you do that, you're saying that bothers you more than some other exchange that's not regulated, has no ties to any government agencies, can basically just shut down tomorrow and keep all your shit. That makes you feel better? I mean, let's think about things. A lot of people, they want to be, it's this groupthink mentality. It's like, oh, there's an article about this being bad. It must be bad. I think it's bad, and I think I'm going to save it and tell the world how bad it is. Fucking think for yourselves. I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing. I'm not laundering money. I'm not dealing drugs. I'm not doing anything that's going to give any of these groups anything to look at me about. So fuck it. I don't give a shit that they know I have Bitcoin. I have to pay my taxes on it regardless. Why? Because I have a fucking family, and I have a house, and I have things I can lose if I don't. And I don't want to get a phone call 5 years from now because they figured out, hey, you had some Bitcoin you sold. You didn't pay taxes. That's tax evasion. You're going to jail, and we're taking all your shit. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that. And if you think, even if you're using privacy tokens, Monero, any of this stuff that you think is going to keep you safe from having to pay the tax man, I got news for you, folks. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. And if you try to avoid this shit now, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass in the future. So why risk it? Why risk it? Just play the game. Play the game that's been laid out. Get yourself a good accountant. Get yourself people that understand how the system works. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. It's still going to hurt, but it's better than the alternative. And that's just the way I look at it. Let me look at chat. And that exact reason is why we have no freedom anymore, Crow. Look, I get it. I understand. And I understand that, like, the sentiment is like, well, just bend over and take it, right? That I'm somehow saying just bend over and take it. This isn't anything new. This is no different. I mean, look at it. I want things to be more fair. I'm tired of watching Wall Street get bailed out. I'm tired of watching all these crooks, screwing over the public and the government giving them a pat on the back and a nice little bonus. I hate the way a lot of this stuff works. I don't even think crypto should be taxed. And I definitely don't, even if it should be, I definitely think the way it's set up is a bunch of bullshit. I mean, but here's the thing. There are systems to fight things. There are lobbyist groups. You basically have to bribe these politicians to change the laws. It's all one big game. It's a big circus. There's a right way and a wrong way to go about making change in the world, in politics. The problem is that there isn't enough unity in any one vector or sector or whatever the hell you want to call it, industry, as far as the little people are concerned. We don't really have any spokespeople. We don't really have, senators and this and that. They're all supposed to the governors, they're all supposed to work for us. They don't give two shits. They care about their career. They care about the next election for the next higher level of office that they can get into and do whatever the hell it takes to get there. Nobody really protects us or works for our interest. But the thing is that as a society, all we typically generally do is sit around bitching about how bad things are, but nobody really does anything to change any of it. The problem is there are systems in place for making change on any level for any reason. And what I'm trying to say is, by going about fighting the companies that are doing well, who have to basically abide by the laws and have to keep tabs on who's doing what, I don't know. I'm sure some of you guys might disagree, but I don't feel like they're screwing me. I don't feel like, I'm going to, jump up and down and scream about what a problem Coinbase is and they can all burn in hell. I don't think that. I think that they're doing what they have to, and I think that they're doing what they can. So, sell your car for 2020 tax. I already had to do that for 2019. I don't have problems paying tax, but I need my privacy. Well, look, I understand. We all want our privacy, but there really is no such thing anymore. What we have today is an illusion of privacy. And while how do I explain this? We just don't have privacy, people. If you're on a cell phone, if you think those calls are private, you're nuts. And I'm not saying that any of this stuff is right. Ever since the Patriot Act, I feel like a lot of stuff went to hell. I personally believe that whole 9/11 was a big false flag. To be quite frank with you, I do. There's just too many things pointing to that as being fact. It's not a conspiracy theory, And the problem is, it is a crooked system. The tax system to me is crooked. I mean, even if cryptocurrencies should be taxed, this whole every time you exchange crypto for another crypto, it's a taxable event. That to me is that's the biggest load of shit ever. I mean, a lot of the regulation, a lot of the taxation, a lot of the stuff is just, to me, too much too soon. And a lot of that is basically an effort to, in my opinion, some of what has happened has been a way of kind of suppressing the growth of the cryptocurrency market until governments are ready to deal with it. And I don't know. I don't like the idea of paying tax on crypto, but I enjoy the technology and the profit. U.S. Gov to remove Stonehenge. What? Apparently 2,000 years ago, some druid stepped on a badger. I don't even understand that. But anyway, that's just the way I feel about it. I mean, and they're saying, the San Francisco firm stands to make as much as $250,000 from the DEA for its identity attribution software. Listen to me, folks. Coinbase doesn't care about making $250,000. I'm sorry. I don't see them giving two shits. I think this is their way of basically trying to distance themselves from saying, look, we're just giving them what they need. Because if we don't, they'll just shut us down and fine us to hell in a handbasket. This is kind of one of those it looks to me like one of those mafia type deals. You can take the bag or take the bullet. It's like, that's how shit is, folks. And it's scary and it's disgusting, but I don't know. I guess to me, maybe 20 years ago, I would have a different perspective, but I'm like everybody else. I've been sucking down fluoride in my toothpaste for decades, and I'm a little complacent. I'm fat. I'm old. I'm just a dad trying to raise a family and make my way, and I don't have much fight. If somebody picks a fight with me, that's another thing. But am I going out looking for trouble? Absolutely not. I'm too old for that. Let the younger people handle this stuff. The problem is even with all of the rioting going on, with the the racism war and all of this stuff going on, it's like, look, man, I feel terrible. I feel terrible about how much has happened and how I watched a video the other day. It was a black FBI agent who was being harassed by police officers. They didn't know he was an FBI agent, but they discovered that he was an FBI agent when they were like frisking him and doing all this stuff. He was just a dude walking down the street, and they were giving him shit for it. My wife, somebody that my wife works with, he's a real estate broker in Columbus, and he's a black dude. And he was talking about, this is a recent thing, he was talking about all the times basically he was just pulled over for driving, And I was like, yeah, he's guilty of driving while black in America. And she's like, that's exactly what he said. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm aware. And it's like, it's disgusting. And because he had a nice car, he does really well. The guy's brilliant. And I think it's his cousin is like one of the first female chiefs of police in her county or somewhere where they are. And, and she's talking a lot about this stuff, and she was just sharing all this stuff with me. And I'm like, it's a sad time. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad time, but I think there is corruption and greed and discontent everywhere you turn for a variety of different reasons. And, thanks, Thomas. I try to be 100%, they're just my opinions. Yeah, I'm retiring overseas, had enough. He is not an FBI agent. It was proven. However, he was not the guy the police were looking for. Oh, okay. I thought he pulled out a badge or some sort of ID and showed him. And then he just basically started cussing at the cops, telling them how they were stupid and terrible at their jobs. So whoever he was, I don't know. Maybe I'll look into that. The most important thing in the crypto space is getting our voices out there. Crypto successful, but here's the thing, Brett. It's really not about voices. Voices don't get anything done. Voices don't change anything. It's our system, whether it be criminal, political, whatever. Our system is structured to benefit the wealthy. That's all there is to it. The wealthier you are, the more power and freedom you have in this country. That's all there is to it. I don't know how it is in other countries, but in our country, money talks, bullshit goes to prison. Money talks, bullshit gets kicked around and treated like shit. It's everything is structured around the almighty dollar that's consistently being devalued every day that we are alive. And, it's all about the lawyers. It's all about, somebody messes with you. I was just privy to some place getting basically shut down or run out of town by the local government because they just kept them in court so much that they just bled them dry through legal fees. They weren't even doing anything wrong. They just didn't want them there. And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter if you agree with what goes on in a particular business or not. To have that kind of power, I don't know. This is one of the reasons why cryptocurrency to me is such a big deal, because it's like, especially now as we are, as we're heading into this new bull market, and there's just so much opportunity right now for people. To be quite frank, I would love to see a bunch of people gather together, make a bunch of money together, and then form its own lobbyist group to start working on trying to change the way some of these laws are in crypto. And that's how you make a real difference. It's getting the people in power convinced that what you want done should be done from a legal perspective. And the same way, the probable cause and all this bullshit, that all the stuff that cops are able to do to just about anybody for any reason. If you want that stuff changed, you have to go through proper channels. Sure, you can burn your city down And you can do all kinds of crazy stuff to get somebody's attention, but it's just not the right way of going about things. It's not the way that things are established or done in this country. And I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying that trying to, outside of like a full scale, like, brah, everybody, you know, whatever, it's just not the way things are going to be changed. So, it is all about the money. But everything's always been all about the money. You know, the difference is, you know, who has it and who doesn't. And yeah, I don't think Bitcoin's going to $3,000. Anybody saying Bitcoin's going to $3,000 right now is, I don't know what their motives are, but I don't see that happening. You cannot build true change upon a corrupt foundation. Very true. Very true. I believe you. I believe that. That's a very good statement. You cannot build true change upon a corrupt foundation. I don't know if you're quoting that from somebody or you just said that, but I really like that. Crow, if the dollar gets devalued, does that mean USDC will also be devalued? I mean, if it's pegged to the dollar and it's a stable coin, sure. I would assume so. In order for like if the U.S. government were to come out with its own stable coin with a completely different economic model, then it would be that people would, as the regular dollar is being devalued, people could essentially, you know, convert their USD into the stable coin with a completely different economic system. I don't know exactly. I'm not an economist, so I couldn't tell you how that would be done, but or you could just, you know, buy Bitcoin or Cardano or some of these things, and you know, I mean, realistically, an altcoin project to me with strong fundamentals and a good strong game plan, just buying those and holding them should ultimately be more valuable than USD over time anyway. I mean, let's be real about it. So, you know, a lot of these coins, especially with limited supply, a la Bitcoin, you know, just buying and holding it long term, I almost feel like you can't lose money holding. It's just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, okay? There's a lot of volatility. We all know this. But just buying and holding long term, I don't see how you can go wrong. Because I just don't see the dollar getting any better. If you look at the chart showing the dollar against the Chinese yuan or whatever, the dollar's just tanking hard. And all these people are like, oh, the stock market's going up, it's getting better. That's political to me. That's basically the U.S., the Fed working stuff out with Trump. Trump saying the stock market needs to stay afloat, needs to be doing well. Elections coming up. I can't let the craziness of the world around me be blamed on me. You know, so make it better. We'll sort it out later. I mean, that's my guess. But the fact of the matter is it's possible to do that. And if it's possible, it will likely be done. So, hey, Crow, I think crypto and people aren't ready to replace current financial system. I see it being huge in gaming like Sandbox and Ultra. And after that, we could see it transferring to finance law. You know, again, it's whoever has the money makes the law. Can UTRUST hit $1 soon? I don't know what soon is a relative statement to me. Can it hit $1? Maybe. Sure. I mean, possibly at some point. Soon? I don't know. When do you think ADA is going to start pumping again? I don't know. Was Shelly Mainnet going, coming in August? June, July, August. I mean, we're not far away. So I don't necessarily see it taking too long. But we'll just have to wait and see. Let me see. It's funny. CoinMarketCap, they came to me and tried to offer me like a stupid little piddly sum of money to start using their use CoinMarketCap instead of CoinPaprika, and I'm like, no, it's not even worth it. I like CoinPaprika just fine. So Cardano's back to 7.7 cents. So 7 cents. And let me see. Where is UTK right now? Man, it's Friday. I hope everybody has a good weekend. I sure hope I do. 3 cents. It's still pumping. I mean, UTRUST is still growing, folks. All-time high, $1.42. So if it just goes back to its original all-time high, it will have gone up 433%. And I mean, at the rate things are going, I don't see why they won't. So I don't know. To each their own. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just a guy on the internet speaking my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. You know, do your own research, folks. It's I'm not an oracle. Pun intended. Cardano growth. Cardano's going to be freaking massive. I mean, Cardano's going to be insane. Where to rebalance when we moon? Coinbase, Gemini, or Kraken? I don't know. We'll see. Would it be good to short Bitcoin right now? Look, to each their own. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. Especially like if you're leverage trading, that sort of thing. I am not going to be responsible for, saying I'm not one of these guys who's like, oh, we're going down to 7,000 short. And, and then it pumps because some whale jumped in the market and decided he would have a funny day. And like, it doesn't matter. I mean, first of all, the market right now, I mean, it's still so sideways, man. I mean, it's like, yeah, we get these little blips and blurps, but ultimately it's such a sideways market. It's really difficult to trade effectively right now. So, I'm not even in a trade right now, if that tells you anything. I think anything could happen. Do I think that it's more likely for Bitcoin to go down from here somewhere closer to the 8,000s? I think that's possible before we start getting a significant run up and away we start going. And I know that a lot of people have been comparing the price action to 2013 and 2016. We'll see. But ultimately, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. And quite frankly, I don't know enough to tell you what to do. I feel more confident in the promise of a lot of really good altcoins that I'm going to get back to doing some new videos about. I feel more confident in my promise, or in the promise of these doing well for people over a period of time, than I am telling anybody. I know what I do and what I have been doing, but I'm not telling you to do any of that. That's for you to figure out. And if you want a head start, look at the links in the description. I will also tell you, I forgot that I didn't show this. I have my bot. I have CrowTrader running on a VPS now. So yeah, it's running. So let me see. So far, profit this week in Bitcoin out of 15 trades, 0.00100848 Bitcoin. So that's how much profit I've made doing the Bitcoin trades. And then profit so far about $14 in USD Tether. So these are my Tether trades. And with the market where it's at and what's happening, it's like a lot of stuff are looking for exits and they're down. So, we'll see how long it takes. But yeah, I mean, with Bitcoin going down, a lot of these trades are, so this one is ARPA, USD. Oh, that's a USD Tether trade. So BNB against Bitcoin right now is negative 5.69%. So, and that's a new pair that I had recently turned on. Tron against Bitcoin's made me 9 profitable trades so far, but it's down 8.95% against Bitcoin right now. So, some of these coins, it's like you're just waiting, right? I mean, you're just waiting to see how long it takes for the volatility to react and those prices to cross back over and those trades execute, and then it starts looking for another entry. So, but yeah, I'm running this on a VPS because I've realized that when I'm running this on my home system, it can slow my internet down. It can. So because there's so much happening going on at the same time, especially if I'm running a lot of paper trades. Excuse me. So, and I think if you are going to run CrowTrader on a VPS, I would suggest you getting 4 megabyte VPS instead of a 2, because I just got a cheapy one to see how it run. I'm probably going to upgrade it, but yeah. So check that out if you want. And look, guys, I had my little rant, my little ramble. I've expressed my opinion. Have a great weekend. Just keep your head clear, keep your hopes high, keep educating yourself, keep researching. There's a lot of really great opportunities, so much so that it's difficult to even, lock down. I'm going to do a video on this today and that tomorrow and this and that. There's just so much. So, yeah. Crow, did you notice any different if you use Crow Trader on Coinbase or on Binance? Yes, it is much better on Binance. The Binance system is faster. The fees are much cheaper, so it's easier to get in and out of positions at profit. Because with Coinbase's fees so high, the price has to change that much more to get out of a position. So overall, it is definitely better on Binance than on Coinbase. So Coinbase doesn't want that volume anyway. Binance loves it. Coinbase doesn't want it. Anything under a $10,000 transaction on Coinbase, they don't really want to mess with it. That's why they raise their fees so much. They want bigger players. They don't want bots. They don't want any of that stuff happening on their system. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it 42 minutes in. Hopefully you had a little bit of a good time on a Friday with me. This isn't exactly the video I wanted to do, but it is what it is, y'all. Have a great weekend. Crow your coins, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining me.